Hey everybody, welcome to EPICBREW. I'm Tom. Today it's an exciting day because we get patch 2.1.0, the House Galencourt update. I joked that we'd get this if we're lucky by Christmas, and it seems like it's Christmas in August because here it is. I've skimmed the patch, just kind of like the major, like big update points that they made on social media, but I haven't gotten into the details of the patch notes, and I'm excited to do so now for the first time to see what's changed, what we're getting that's new, what the new maps entail, etc. So 2.1.0, fingers crossed, this is kind of an update that we need. New features: team objective map, the desecration of Galencourt. The fight continues as the Mason army lays brutal siege to the great walled city of Galencourt, the seat of the Agathian church. I'm excited for this map because one of the reasons I like Lionspire so much is because it's bright, it's vibrant, it's a beautiful city that you get to kind of destroy, and I'm looking forward to destroying Galencourt, Hopefully, I know we get to sink those ships because I've seen the trailer, but who knows what else we'll get to do in there. New free-for-all team deathmatch map, Courtyard. An agreement to settle the battle for Courtyard by champion duel is broken as unsuspecting nobles are swept into the carnage. Fight for your life in the battle for Courtyard. So that looks like what this little pit is here. That's pretty cool. All right. Another bright, vibrant, sunny map. New game mode, arena mode. For this update, we're launching 3v3, first to win 5 rounds, available through matchmaking. Includes arena mode map variants of tournament grounds, fighting pit, and courtyard. Challenge yourself by challenging others. Fight alongside your friends or 2 others in the fight for wow, why did I struggle so hard on that word? Fight for dominance in arena. So I almost made a video about this, but I didn't. And it doesn't matter at this point because it's old news. But I feel like if the console players are being mixed in with PC players for these modes, that the PC players have an incredible advantage because the console players haven't been able to join dual servers at all. And so those people have kind of attuned the fighting style for smaller skirmishes. Like, yeah, you can do that in team objective modes, but like being able to constantly do 1v1s is going to sharpen those 1v1 dueling blades a lot better than just kind of the occasional one-off in a team objective map. But hey, it's only 2 months of an advantage, so it'll stink at first, but I think it'll kind of dull by the end of the year, I bet. Player profile screen preview. Track your gameplay stats as you level up your character and become a legend of the battlefield. Please note this is a preview feature. As such, any stats shown may be reset at any given time, not player rank or progress. Once this feature is out of a preview state, Torn Banner will alert the community. Interesting. So it's like, hey, this is kind of something that might work, but it also might not work. But we're going to put it in the game. Whatever. Like, that's cool, I guess, but the fact that it could reset doesn't really, like, what's the point of a stat tracker if it's just going to reset for whatever reason? Arrow cam is back and better than ever, now usable on any throwable. Hold input, flourish by default, that's middle mouse button for PC players, after firing to follow your projectiles to the point of impact. So I like that you can control it. I don't think I will use this much because I don't really play Archer in Chivalry 2. Sometimes crossbowman. But in a team objective server, when you're stationary watching your arrow flying, like, sure, it's only a couple seconds, but still, like, that's a couple seconds where you're not able to see what's kind of creeping up on you or move. So I would probably suggest using that sparingly. Unless you just want to shoot an arrow like straight up into the air and then down to see what's like around you, but that's probably like a high level play right there. New female armor skins represent House Galencourt in the Protector of Galencourt armor sets. Okay, very nice. Nice new styles. The legs all kind of look the same though. Are these all females? It's weird that they call that female armor skins. I don't know why. Maybe because like the waistline is a little, that's weird to me, but whatever. New weapon and shield skins: shield, sword of Aragon, war axe, glaive, war club, knife, and two-handed hammer. Oh, it was, I was really confused. I'm like, we have these weapons, but okay. These are the weapons and items that got new skins. Okay, that makes sense. I totally, there needs to be like a colon here. New female character voices: barmaid and evil queen. Okay, I like that. That's very needed. New playable character: monks. Play as a monk and protect Phaedrad's tomb on the final objective in Galencourt. Nice. So it's kind of like the peasant, like mini class. New peasant playable character: mason, Agatha, nobles. So are they nobles or peasants? New peasant playable character: mason, Agatha, nobles. I'm not sure what that means, but there you go. Play as noble peasants. What? Play as noble peasants at the start of courtyard. I'm not sure what that means. We'll have to see that in person. New carryables: food, anchor. Okay. I always love a good throwable. Added team kill forgiveness prompt. Okay, that's nice. Because sometimes, you know, you just clip a guy who's off screen and he didn't, you know, they know you didn't mean it, and, you know, it's fine. Parties: PC fixed issue where Epic Games Store friends could not see each other online and invites were not received. This is a big one. If this works, my friends might start playing again. Fixed an issue where multiple players could be party leader. Players accepting a party invite are no longer made into the party leader. I thought that was always strange. Console fixed an issue where a non-leader of the party could proceed through the gameplay menu. Xbox fixed an issue with parties where a party leader leaving the party, that's a tongue twister, caused the remaining group to be unable to queue for a match. PlayStation fixed an issue with parties where the party leader joining a new party caused group inconsistencies for all players in the group. Invites now indicate to the player that they will be sent to the main menu if accepted while playing in a match. Fix an issue where merging parties could break the party. So this section is pretty big, and it's important that it works this time around, because if I try to get my friends to play this again and the party system still doesn't work, it's going to be a while before I can convince them to give it another shot. Matchmaking fixed an issue where players were not properly backfilling into servers, but instead starting up new servers. This should probably help the game feel a little bit more alive, because you won't have so many like low pop servers. I didn't know that was an issue, but hopefully that it's resolved now. Fix an issue where spamming A on Xbox or X on PlayStation through the play screen would make you unable to search for matchmaking. If network connection is lost on the main menu but reestablished, you can now proceed to gameplay as intended instead of being required to restart the game. Ooh. Performance fixed the desync issue caused after throwing rocks. Okay. Combat weapons. Stamina regen will now pause while crouching. Crouching now costs stamina. Every day is leg day. Fixed heavy carryables having improper trajectories. This is interesting, because throwing those big boulders off the walls and barrels and crates, and those are the ones that come to mind immediately, but those always felt wrong. Like when they left my hand, it felt wrong. Like they were in a different dimension of gravity once they left my hand. So I'm interested to test that out to see how that feels. Players will now drop carry two-handed loot when hit. So I'm guessing that's like the gold, the little lunch boxes of gold on Coxwell. You know what I'm talking about? Combo timing penalty should not be applied when an opponent gets put into parry break, allowing the attacker to quickly combo their attack right after disarming an opponent. Combo timing penalty should not be applied when an opponent gets put into parry back. Okay, so this should probably help with getting hit faster than you know what to do with. That was a terrible explanation, but I'm just trying to do the mental gymnastics as what that means. Players now receive score for destroying constructibles. Nice. Deployable spike traps no longer damage or kill teammates. Nice. Spike traps are no longer triggered by your own attack lunges. I don't know what that means. Are no longer triggered. I guess, oh, spike traps are spike traps the wooden like triangle blockade thing or the bear traps? I'm not sure what they mean by start, because how would the blockade wooden one be triggered? Huh. Okay, whatever. Fixed a bug where the bow would appear to be loaded at 0 ammo after placing a brazier. Okay, there's also a bug where it looks like you have an arrow, but you don't. Fixed a bug where the player would have an invisible arrow after restocking ammo. Okay. It's a visible arrow that should be invisible is the bug I see. Tackles no longer use armor type, weapon damage type multipliers. Didn't know that was even a thing. Jabbing an ally no longer stops player movement. Oh, wow. I'm glad the trolls never really figured that one out. Pitchfork special attack added to trick peasants into thinking they actually have a chance. That's a good one. They made an actual funny. Improved longbow and crossbow melee attack tracers. Okay, so if you want to see like melee attack tracers. Improved longbow and crossbow melee attack tracers. I actually don't know what that means. You can melee attack with the longbow, like a jab? I didn't know that was a thing. While emoting dash now cancels the emote and performs the dash. Good. Radius of catapult damage decreased. Hallelujah. Death impulse from catapult now makes players fly away from the impact instead of straight up into the air. I'm gonna kind of miss those firework effects, you know, like it's just like little 4th of July with the bodies going straight up in the air. Fixed a bug where getting hit while winding up to throw a weapon could get the player stuck in a broken combat state. Oof. Fixed turn cap on ballista being removed after it had been reloaded. Fixed an exploit where players could cancel their bandage animation by jabbing before and after bandaging. I don't know why you'd want to cancel your bandage. Oh, I guess to like trick somebody into thinking that, oh, I'm in the heal animation state, I'm vulnerable, and then pop, they're not. Restriction scale on turning while sprinting now scales with speed to make it feel less restrictive at low speeds. Fix an exploit where you could super jump. Olympic tryouts have concluded. Super jump. I didn't even know about that. Remove the ability to chain combo kicks with low kicks. I didn't even know low kicks were a thing. Score is now awarded to the player who loads the catapult. You're helping, and we love that. Players can no longer break their teammates' block with a kick. That is good. Teammates can no longer interrupt each other's counters and parries. This is good. This is a good one. I like this one. I would put this in one of the top tier adjustments so far. Blocking attacks from teammates no longer consume stamina. Teammates can no longer damage each other's shields. Wow, that's pretty good too. Projectiles, arrows, bolts, thrown weapons will now interrupt enemies who are drawing their bow / aiming their crossbow / winding up a throw. Increase special attack and sprint charge damage from many weapons. Special attack and sprint charge damage. The spear, they're given a buff to the spear? The glaive needed one. Poleaxe didn't need one. Candelabras should be a meme weapon. The oar, I don't even think I've seen an oar. Pitchfork, plank, I don't think I've seen a plank. Lance, pitchfork. They said pitchfork twice. And then a scythe. I think the spear is the only one that didn't really need that. Slash overhead / overhead turn amount slightly decreased to prevent the spin playstyle and improve crouching under swings. Okay. That's good. I like to be able to duck. It took me a minute to realize what that was saying. Parry turn amount slightly decreased to prevent incredibly fast spins while parrying. Javelin attack animations have been adjusted, and the slash attack is now a stab variant, similar to how spear works. Okay. Javelin throw recovery time increased by 0.3 seconds. One-handed spear is re-enabled. He's back. And attack animations have been adjusted, and the slash attack is now a stab variant, similar to how the spear works. I like how they took the one-handed spear out, but they left the javelin in, and then just kind of like made it the same fix. One-handed spear special attack wind up decreased by 0.05 seconds, so a little bit of a buff for the one-handed spear. Heavy shield throw wind up decreased by 0.05 seconds, a very minor buff to that. Decreased damage of ram skull. Pour one out. Pour one out for the ram skull. If you saw my video, you know all about that. But basically, there's a couple maps that have skull of a ram, you know, as you can tell from the name. And probably 9 out of 10 times when you hit an enemy with it, it one-shot them. There were a couple of times where I did hit enemies and they like shrugged it off. But I think that was just Shiv being Shiv. But yeah, if you landed a hit square onto an opponent, there's a very good chance it would one-shot them. And now it doesn't seem to be the case. It was fun while it lasted. Heavy two-handed throwable damage, anvils, barrels, boxes, etc. has been adjusted and now scales based on distance. Some throwables will be destroyed if thrown very far. Probably the crates. Probably the crates. Fixed archer left dash distance being much shorter than right dash. I don't even know what that means, but okay. Thrown weapons no longer deal damage through parry, which only happened occasionally. Holding parry during swing release when hitting the world will no longer drop your parry. Holding parry during swing release? How would you parry during a release? I gotta wrap my mind around what that one means. Getting hit after being deflected will now place player in the interrupted state and award initiative to the opponent. Okay. You are no longer able to instantly initiate a counter after hitting the world. Okay. Slightly increased delay on spamming counters immediately after landing a hit. This is really good too. I would have liked it more than slightly, but I'll take slightly for now. It fixed a bug where countering an attack at the last possible moment would block any attack type, including specials and kicks. I feel like this was a pretty common bug. Because everybody's countering these days. So the bug became more common as everybody got used to countering. I've seen that. Stabs start damage slightly later, making them easier to react to. Yes, we're talking to you, Messer. Okay. Somebody commented on one of my videos. The Messer is for the lesser players. And I was like, well, it's a baby weapon. It's for the brand new players. If you're level like 200 and you're still rocking the Messer, you know, take the training wheels off. But whatever. Shiv is about casual gameplay for a wide audience. So there's going to be stuff that is going to be really easy for some of us to pick up and run with. Getting hit after being deflected now puts the player into an interrupted state and gives the opponent initiative. Reduce the ability to counter spam. That kind of throws a wrench into things. Inputting the wrong counter attack just as an attack hits is now a riposte, not a counter attempt. Inputting the wrong counter attack just as an attack hits. But doesn't the word riposte mean you're countering them? Like you're kind of coming back at them? That's interesting. Made crosshair angle indicators for active counter riposte more accurate. Angle indicators. Parry angle indicators appear for the entire duration of the parry success combat state. Okay. Active riposte play the yellow. What? Active riposte play the yellow angle directions in all 4 directions. This is a sentence right there, ladies and gentlemen. Active riposte play the yellow angle directions in all 4 directions. What 4 directions? Up, down, left, right? North, south, east, west? I need help with that one. Counter feint will update the angle direction. Alright, animation. Here we go. Dashing after throwing a weapon that has ammo causes reload animation to be skipped. Fixed an issue where large movement corrections were applied to the character. Improved first person death animation to better match third person animation. I guess to better align up with where your head is, because there have been times where I've been in first person but I've seen my head roll away. Fixed spear plant special attack playing the wrong animation when blocked during its windup. Fixed spear plant special attack. Okay, cool, but where are the horses? Added first person ducking animation because you're breathtaking and you should feel like a badass. Finally, all those attempts to duck attacks will finally matter now. Added a new flourish animation for two-handed maul set. Fixed missing interrupt from jab attack not playing in third person. Fixed the teleport. Okay, that's probably a bug that bothers a lot of people right there. Fixed the teleport that occurred when a player pairing with the one-handed spear was attacked or was kicked by another player. Fixed shield rotation during kick for one-handed shield and spear, plus shield animations in first and third person. Ladder climbing speed has been increased. They need to fix the ladder climb animation. We're gonna look like a bunch of cockroaches going up the walls now. Minor tweaks made to death animations. Smooth javelin throw animation. Ooh, I like that. Flourish can no longer be cancelled with V. You can still attack or parry from flourish. One thing that a lot of people don't know is, say, I think it's was the war axe, the battle axe, when you do like the little left to right, like the TikTok kind of motion. So when you flourish with that, if your weapon is like swings to the left and you attack while it's on the left side of the flourish animation, you'll start attacking from the left side. So you can almost use the flourish animation to like as like a setup, like a warm up for the alt attack with those weapons. That's a pro tip right there, free of charge. Set minimum time before you can parry attack from flourish. Oh, well, maybe it doesn't work anymore. Fixed players sometimes T-posing when killed by a thrown weapon. Improve third person long sword slash overhead counter animation to be easier to read. Okay. On combat zone switch, this is a big one. Map section. I'm curious. I haven't looked, but I'm curious if they're gonna finally fix Coxwell. Absolute game-breaking bug, been in since day one. On combat zone switch, when objective changes, only defenders will now be forward spawned. VIPs now receive more health when healed. Buff. I like how they labeled this one as a buff. It's the only one that's labeled as a buff, but this must be really important. You can now sit on benches with other players. There you go. Team auto balance no longer shuffles players at the end of the game. That's great. Improved peasant AI when walking through doors. Cool. Improved bot AI in various places on the maps so they do not stand idle. This was a big issue on Fallmire on the capture point bridge. They would just kind of like run in circles around each other, and it was frustrating. Fixed tutorial awards not being applied. The slaughter of Coxwell fixed an issue where Agatha players were able to hide far from the last objective due to not having active combat zone until death. This is the fix. That's the fix. Round of applause. It's about time. All that jazz. Finally, Coxwell won't be insufferable now. Fix an issue where market barricades were not visible to players who joined the game late. Fix an issue where sitting on a bench would shrink the player model. Bye bye, baby bench. Bye bye, baby bench. So long. It was fun while it lasted. A moment of silence for baby bench. Now the only kids in the game are the ones playing with parental guidance. Fixed an invisible spawn wall from hindering player movement when they spawned on top of it. Fixed spike barricades not giving score. Fixed barricades and traps not appearing when rejoining a match / joining a match late. Fixed gate not opening the right direction after being broken open. That's funny. Escape from Fallmire increased gate HP from 600 to 750 on the first stage. Increased gates HP from 1500 to 2000 on Breach the Gates stage. Increased prisoner VIP health from 650 to 750 on the last stage. Okay. Added barricades on stage 3 and 4 so that attackers cannot rush the bridge before intended. Okay. Move defender spawn or move defenders forward spawn on stage 4 from the middle of the bridge to the rear of the bridge. Okay. VIP now has 50% more health. VIP health HP is now 650. I thought, wait, what? VIP has 50% more health? But it says it's 650 to 750. Which one is it? Increased prisoner VIP. I don't know. I guess we'll have to figure that one out on our own. Attacker spawn time increased from 6 to 8 seconds. Half of HP of prisoner wagons is not 600. I think that means is now 600. Down from, it's not 600. It could be 601. It could be 602. Pretty sure that is meant to say now 600. Down from 800. Closing the gates is now 120 seconds. Down from 180. The fall of Lion's Spire fixed an issue where stage 4 banners were not visible to players who joined the game late. Players are now awarded score from lighting and diffusing explosives. That's pretty nice. Fixed invisible collision on the trebuchets. Arm from stopping player movement. The Siege of Rodhelm. Did they bring the sun out? Is it not so muddy anymore? Increased out of combat zones to include back 2 corners on the upper. Wow, I can't speak when I try to say this sentence. Increased out of combat zones to include back 2 corners on the upper levels of the final VIP objective. If you watched my video yesterday, you saw how incredibly weird that was. Why that was a thing to begin with, I don't know. But it's fixed now, hooray. Fixed a level issue where players could access an unintended rooftop by climbing the siege ramp. How dare you get on those unintended rooftops? Opened wall between alcove and arch near the courtyard to widen choke point. Open the wall between the alcove and arch near the courtyard. Huh. I'm trying to visualize what and where this is, but I'm failing. Tournament grounds added an additional ammo box by the stairs directly across from the arena from the throne. This is nice, so you don't always have to be running to the one side. Now you can go to both sides. This is really nice in dual servers now too. You can just get bandies really quick now. The Battle of Dark Forest, new loading screen. Okay. Players are now awarded a score for hitting breakables. Okay. UI, new main menu and play menus. Look at this. How about that? Players are now better able to pick their desired mode and a new map playlist. So hopefully that means we can just get into Galencourt, because you can't vote for maps like you can in other games. So hopefully a new map playlist means that it's a rotation of the new map over and over again. Server browser offline tutorial. Okay. What is going on here? That's it's like a Knights of the Round Table situation there. Added new scoring events when you kill players with carryables. Kill an enemy with a book to educate them. That's great. I like that. I'll probably do a video on that. When purchasing a cosmetic, the UI now shows the purchased item instead of returning to default. Fix an issue where the main menu became grayed out when failing to matchmake into a game. Fix an issue where some servers were not listing in the server browser. Interesting. Improved indication of sprint state by changing arm position when transitioning into sprint, and made changes to how camera shake ramps up with speed. Can no longer perform a sprint attack or tackle after being pushed back by a tackle. I'm not sure what push back means. Press C to get up, square on PlayStation, X on Xbox. Messages will now only appear when you're able to execute the action. Yeah, you can kind of like tell that, yeah, there's no way I should be able to get up now because I didn't hear a horn and I didn't punch somebody in the shins twice. But yeah, I did see that bug a lot. Kill feed now displays when a player has killed themselves on spikes for the appropriate amount of ridicule. Added UI messages for when a player attempts to join a full server via the social menu. Fixed crosshair not accurately showing the active repost window. Fixed special edition jousting helmets indicating a global rank requirement. That'll be nice for people who've been having trouble with that. Fixed missing party icons in free-for-all. Various customization screen improvements, navigation changes, heraldry groups. Fixed new item notification from appearing on class customization even when all new customizations were cleared. Fixed new item notification not removing when switching teams. Weapons now sorted by type instead of class. I don't know why that would be necessary, because you can only equip certain weapons by class, not by type. Interesting. Purchases are now a hold to buy behavior to prevent players from accidentally purchasing items. Added missing rank unlock requirements to shield variants. Fixed classes not stepping forward when selected. Step up, boys and ladies. Fixed back button on class select screen not working properly. Skins now preview on hover without pressing to select. The new UI option for friends and party indicators. Option highlights all friends and all party members' names while in game. PlayStation 4 Asia XO controls now correctly flipped on scoreboard. In-game options, class selection, team selection, crown store options, and more. Fixed names getting cut off in free-for-all standings. Super long names can now be seen in all their glory. Fixed platform icons. That's probably going to get annoying when people abuse that, but hey, whatever. Fixed platform icons disappearing after rejoining a server. Fixed an issue where dying via desertion in offline mode caused the screen to remain gray. PC servers can now be searched by name. When partied on death, you will automatically... This would have been nice like the first couple weeks when Shiv was up and I couldn't join my friends in a party. So we were like, yeah, join NA West 789 4211 B11, you know, but now there's only 4 servers active, so it shouldn't be too hard to find servers. When partied on death, you will automatically spectate your party members until respawn. Fixed players being unable to see their own voice icon when in a party. Bandage now indicates it has 3 charges. Counter and wait, bandages have 3 charges? I thought it was a one and done situation. Counter and repost success are now more easily distinguishable. Scalability item or settings adjusted for consoles to better fit screens. I wonder what that means. Fixed special characters not appearing on party invite UI. Fixed blood overlay appearing on screen after getting a headshot kill with a throwing knife. Interesting. Further mix adjustments, fixed volume settings not starting. TDM FFA maps now have end of game ramp up music. That's cool. Controllers fixed an issue where controller couldn't navigate the scoreboard. Fixed an issue where PC players using controllers could not move cursor when looking at weapon categories in the customization menu. Cancel and emote including flourish and battlecry will no longer conflict with one another. Refinements to auto rotation mode, allowing forward movement to enable auto rotation. I'm not sure what that means. Added aim assist to sprint, attack, and tackle. Gotta get those training wheels off. Fixed join game not have a controller bind on the social screen. What a sentence. Other changes, fixed vote kick, thank you. Vote kick threshold is now 45% of players on one team in order for a vote kick to succeed. Multiple server crash fixes. Okay, I guess that wasn't important enough to get its own bullet point. Bot backfill now removes bots and replaces with players properly. You can now mute other players. Does that mean their in-game voices or like their actual voices? Players can now be globally muted. Inappropriate chat will get you a global mute. So be chivalrous. That's a hard word to say for me for some reason. Loadout selection no longer pops up after first death by default. Localization update for new features. Fixes overlapping text in many locations. Cool. Archer class limit now properly limits via subclass. So I guess instead of you being locked out of doing everything, it's okay, we have too many longbowmen. Okay, we have too many crossbowmen. Okay, we have too many javelins. I'm guessing that's what that means. Fixed player not being able to interact or heal with items while crouching. Fixed players being team swapped right after joining a server or at the end of the match. They already covered that, but I'm glad to read it again because it's a good fix. Having the loadout screen open no longer causes the player to skip respawning. That's a bug that bugged people. A buggy bug. Fixed player movement being restricted for too long on spawn in. I know they're going to say it. I know what they meant to say. For too long on spawn in. Say it with me. Fighting pit. Opening cinematics are now removed in free-for-all mode. Another hallelujah out there for that one. Console specific fixed an issue where players would pop or teleport around catapults and breakable barricades. I wonder why that was console specific. That's interesting why that's console specific. Known issues, here we go. It's going to be another 3-hour read here. Top known issues. PC, if two clients boot up the game within 5 seconds of each other, they may not They may not have their online status updated on each other's friends list. Workarounds: have one client leave the game and re-enter while the other we've been doing this from day one. We've been doing this from day one. It needs to get fixed. PlayStation 4-5 users are currently unable to equip Viking and bowl cut hair, as well as full mutton and long goatee. Give the PlayStation players their hair. What's up with that? It's interesting to me why this is an issue. Like, it's not even console specific. It's just PlayStation specific. Profile screen. Some player stats are not properly represented in the stats screen. They already covered that. I expect it to not work too well. Profile screen class and weapon playtime adds to less than 100%. Canceling a matchmaking search early can potentially place the user in a bad state. Workaround: restart client or enable console in setting, then use ~disconnect to reload front menu. That's the little wavy button above your tab key if you're on PC. Don't know what you're going to do with consoles, but hey, that's how you do it on PC. Cross-platform parties. Our team has worked to pivot to review the possibility of providing the feature of cross-platform parties as quickly as possible. Okay, so a lot of people are confusing cross-play with cross-platform. This is I see it like every time Chivalry tweets something out. There's some dude in the comments like, you promised it was on the box. There's a difference between cross-platform and cross-play. And it's important to educate yourself on that. Because if you're going to complain about it, make sure you're complaining about the right thing. But here we go. They're working on it. Hopefully, we'll have a resolution soon. Console-specific issues. Xbox One customization weapons are loading in late. PlayStation's when joining a party of 3+ players, some may not appear in the party list. PlayStation 5, when queuing as a party, sometimes party members do not see the queue timer on the first queue. PlayStation 5, accepting an invite from another player while queuing will sometimes cause the party widget to not update. Players may see themselves joining a party of 5 or more people when accepting invites to a full party. Gameplay: players may experience desync when falling off the pushable siege ramps. Players sometimes may not sprint from initial spawn. We already covered that. Players during pushable objective stages may teleport briefly. Okay. Female characters may spawn a male head when decapitated. Oh, they ruined it. They ruined it. I was going to do a video on this because when I was making a thumbnail the other day for YouTube, and I was doing like frame by frame, I was trying to get just the right frame, right? And I noticed my lady, when her head got cut off, it twisted around and suddenly there was a man looking back at me. And I was like, what the heck? But yeah, female characters may spawn a male head when decapitated. How fun is that? Bots aren't disarmed at the end of match if they lose. Bots, it's the AI taking over. UI alt attack rebinds don't work specifically on tournament grounds. Ooh, that's interesting because that's the dual server. Some players will have global rank 1 appear on the scoreboard despite the rank appearing properly in pause menu. That's been a day one issue. Some keys can't be bound as expected. Okay. Rebinding certain keys will make get up and special item binds appear to use controller binds. Rarely, browser server listings can look incorrect until server browser is refreshed. Some languages have overlapping UI. Items available for purchase by default show new item notifications. Red Hump Siege Tower Ramp may launch players. That's fun. Gamepad players may... Is gamepad or controller? I'm not sure. Gamepad players may battle cry despite selecting other emotes occasionally. Get a random battle cry in there. Can queue up for arena with a 4-person party, but it actually searches you in a different mode. That's kind of funny. Heartbeat audio can get in a state between matches where it persists. Okay. Visual DirectX 12 VRS can now cause visual artifacting on some maps tournament grounds, for example. There we go. Wow, I need a drink because that was a lot of talking. Chivalry patch 2.1.0 is out now. Go check it out. I'll be covering a bunch of new stuff, probably until I run out of new patch stuff to cover. So keep an eye out for that. But I thank you for sticking with me through the end on these patch notes. Some good stuff in here. Probably, that last update was, a little frustrating, but this update addressed a lot of the issues I've had with the game. If they can fix that party system, great. If they can smooth out the combat even more, great. But we'll have to see. Probably, this is a big update. So it'll probably be a while before we get another big update. Maybe one by the end of the year. Maybe. I won't hold them to it, but maybe. But yeah, I hope everybody has a great rest of their day. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll catch y'all next time.